With so many horrible things in the world to choose from at any given time, how do news bosses pick which ones to concentrate on? Here's Canadian journalist Dan Gardner, author of Risk, The Science and Politics of Fear, with his view.
The media plays a central role in the development of unreasonable fear. I would not say that the media are doing this deliberately. I think what's fundamentally at work is human nature. Journalists are interested in the sensational story for the same reason audiences are interested in the sensational story. Tornadoes, terrorism, these are great dramatic stories. You can be sure that if anybody is killed by terrorists or tornadoes, it's going to be a major news story. How about diabetes, asthma? No, that's never a news story. Somebody died of diabetes. I mean, this doesn't make the news ever, right? And yet, in a single year, diabetes will kill more people than tornadoes and terrorism ever will in all of history. That's how skewed media reporting is. In the mid-1990s, in the Western media and in the Western popular culture, there was a lot of talk about killer viruses breaking out of deepest, darkest Africa and sweeping the globe, killing us all. It wasn't just in the news. It was also in suspense novels. It was also in movies. It was something that was being talked about and feared broadly. It was in the culture. Then there was an Ebola outbreak in Central Africa. Ebola is a horrible disease, and it killed about 250 people under rather horrible circumstances. The Western media descended on it with bull feed. Then it played out as the outbreaks usually do, and the Western media left, and we forgot about it. A couple of years later, civil war breaks out in the very same regions, 3 million dead, virtually no coverage in the Western media whatsoever. Why not? Because it didn't fit any existing Western storyline. It didn't fit any Western self-interest. It didn't feel like a threat to us, and so we didn't pay any attention. So you have this spectacular disparity between an enormous amount of attention given to an outbreak that killed 250 people versus a civil war that killed millions and was virtually ignored. The media follow established narratives. Once there is a storyline, an arc, arcing through the media like to pick up on it and continue with it. Terrorism is a great demonstration of the power of the media narrative to shape how the media portrays events. In 1995, Timothy McVeigh, who was a white, anti-government, right-wing radical, detonates a terrible bomb in Oklahoma City, killing many people, and that becomes the paradigm of terrorism. The terrorism story, the terrorism narrative throughout the late 1990s is that of militias, of angry right-wingers, of anti-government radicals. Well, then, of course, 9/11 happens. Now the narrative, of course, is it's Islamic radicals. That's what terrorism is. And of course, we all then rush out and go looking for facts and figures that support and advance that media narrative. Well, in 2005, in Oklahoma City, of all places, a man named Joel Henry Hinrichs detonates himself outside a football stadium. Well, this is a suicide bombing in Oklahoma City, and it was not reported around the world. If Joel Henry Hinrichs had blown himself up in the late 1990s, that absolutely would have been widely reported. He not only would have been national news, he would have been international news, and everybody around the planet would have known his name. But his name was Joel Henry Hinrichs. It wasn't Muhammad. He didn't fit the narrative, and so he was ignored.